Hello and welcome. This video is just to make sure that all of you are able to properly sign up for your Paideia activities. The system that we use for the signups is pretty straightforward, but it's also pretty basic. However, people do have trouble every single year, so I want to make sure that we can be as clear as possible for you. All right, so if you have any questions, please email me. This is Tom, our technology director. And you can email me at the address that you see on the screen here, or you can stop by room 306 inside the computer lab if you're having technical trouble with the sign-up system. Now, the way you're going to access the sign-up system is either through a link that I send you in your email or through the link in the PowerSchool portal. So it's not showing right now, but it will. You can see in this picture, it's circled in red. There'll be a yellow bar at the top of the screen when you log into your portal. And there's actually two links. So it's important that you realize that those two different links, you need to use the appropriate one based on where you are at the time you're trying to do sign up, whether you're using PVPA's internet or you're not using our internet. So if you're at PVPA and you're not using the school's Wi-Fi, you're on your own data plan, for example, then you would use the not using PVPA internet. Okay, even though you're in the building, you're not using our internet if you're using your phone or you're using a hotspot or something like that. If you're at home, obviously on the computer at home, then you're going to use the not using PVPA internet. The only time you're going to use the top one, the using PVPA internet, is when you're connected to the PVPA student Wi-Fi, either on your Chromebooks or on your cell phone. Okay. Or if you're using one of the computers in the building, like one of the computers in the computer lab or a desktop computer in the classroom. That's the other situation where you would use that top link. I hope that's clear. If one link doesn't work, then just go ahead and try the other one. That's probably the best bottom line way to put it. All right. So now when you do hit the actual link, one of a couple of things is going to happen. If you don't use the proper link and you try to get here using some other link, you're probably going to get a screen that says, it appears you haven't visited from the website PVPA Student Portal. So make sure that you're using the correct link for that. Another thing that might happen is that it's not time for your grade to do their signups yet. So you can see in this case, the message says, unfortunately, Paideia signups haven't begun for your grade yet. If it's the day that signups are supposed to begin, then it may be a slight time issue between the clocks in the building and the clocks on the server, but they shouldn't be off by more than a minute or so. So if it's supposed to be opening for you and you're getting this message, just refresh the browser page in another minute or so, and it should work. Another thing that can happen is we have several all-day activities that are audition-based. Catalyst, WOFA, the musical, pit band, mock trial. I believe those are the 5. If you're in one of those activities, we've already been given a list. You're going to be signed up automatically for it, and you don't need to do anything. If you try to do something, you're going to see this message that says you're already enrolled in an all-day activity, so there's no reason to make any selections. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you come in, I'm using alphabetically our very first senior here. So if you come in as a valid person who's allowed to sign up, the landing page is just basically a catalog. All it does is show you all of the things that are still available. Okay. Now this is a first come, first served basis. There's a limited number of seats in each activity. So when all of the seats for an activity are taken up, it will no longer show on this catalog screen. Okay. So this is something that you can check out. It's identical basically to what we have in the course catalog, in the Paideia catalog on the website, except that the catalog gives you more details about, is it a 7 through 12 afternoon activity? Is it a 7-8 afternoon activity? Is it a 9-12 afternoon activity? There are some activities that are limited to specific grade levels, so it's important to pay attention to that, and the catalog on the website is better for that. If you're ready to go and do your signups, you're going to click this next link at the bottom of the screen. And then we're going to pick an AM activity. So we've got a lot of choices to go through. I'm just going to choose Latin American animation as my AM activity. don't worry, McKenna, I'll clear this out. If you're watching this, I'll clear out your choices before you have to sign up. So once I have a choice, I would come down and hit submit choice. You can't pick more than one. If I try picking art and science of sound, then you'll notice that Latin American animation is no longer selected. So you only can choose one. We say submit choice, and it'll either say your choice has been added, or it may say, oh no, somebody stole a seat out from underneath you. Right? If multiple people are trying to sign up at the same time, just because on one screen it says, when you load the screen to make your choices, a seat was available in that workshop. However, between when you load the page and when you make your choice and hit submit, somebody else may have done the same thing and taken that last spot. So the system is going to check one more time to make sure it doesn't overbook the activity. If so, you're going to get a message that says, oh no, you need to go back and pick again, and there'll be a back button. If it works, then you're going to get a button to go select your session 2 workshop. And again, you have a lot of choices here. I'm going to pick Japan Art and Culture for the PM. I'm going to scroll down and say submit choice. Choice has been added. You're all done. And that's it. You can close the browser tab, walk away, and you're finished with your Paideia signups. Now, it's really important just to say again, to repeat this. This is a first come, first served basis. The moment you hit submit and take a seat, you are signed up for that activity. Okay. You will not be able to change because we don't have a surplus of activities. We have enough activities to have enough seats for all our students and not a lot of wiggle room. So if you try to come and say, oh, I want to change my class because I didn't like what I picked, or my friend didn't pick the same thing I did, well, unfortunately, you've already taken a seat up. You've taken that chance away from somebody else to get into the activity. So it's extremely important that you make the correct choice the first time, and then don't try to negotiate your way out of it, because there's a good chance you won't be able to move into any of the other activities that you wanted. Okay, hopefully I make that clear. So if you have questions between now and signups, you can ask me, you can ask Lisa Clark, or you can ask one of your classroom teachers for any clarification. Okay, hope this helps you. Have a great rest of your day.